fair sand, fair neutral, fair light neutral, light neutral, light sand, light medium neutral, light medium honey, medium sand, medium neutral, medium tan honey, deep honey, rich sand, mahogany.
This is basically trash. What about the brown girls, the olive girls, the yellow girls, the red bone girls, the dark skin girls, the caramel girls? What about those girls?
Welcome back to my channel, Mother Suckers. Hey, so the beauty brand Tarte, who has been called out in the past for being covertly racist in the beauty community, is now trending again on TikTok with a new demographic of beauty influencers who are calling them out again for the same things we did 5 years ago. Influencers such as Jackie Aina, Alyssa Ashley, Patricia Bright, and Ellery called out Tarte for their lack of diversity with their shades. They literally had 13 shades for white skin tones and 2 shades for darker skinned people. And so after these influencers called out Tarte for having such a variety of shades for white skin tones and really only 2 options for dark skin tones, they said that they would add a shade extension for the summer because shades are seasonal and skin tones are seasonal.
I would like Tarte to know that my skin tone isn't seasonal. This is my skin tone all year round. 2, I feel like if they're planning on extending the shades, they should have just waited and launched it all together, because essentially what you're doing is kind of prioritizing the lighter skin tone, and you're making people with a deeper skin tone feel somewhat inadequate.
And this is why Fenty was so important and so necessary for Black women, especially in women with darker skin tones, because it was rare to find a brand that not only had shades for dark skin tones, but also shades for deep dark skin tones. But now fast forwarding to 2023, Tarte has been trying to beat those racist allegations for years now, but when you are who you are at the core, it will always slip out.
So I was supposed to be going on a Tarte trip, and I was going to be leaving tomorrow to go to Formula One in Miami, and I decided that I'm not going to go. I've just been really upset today because even before I'm getting to this trip, I'm realizing that I'm not going to be treated like everyone else there. I would love to go on a Tarte trip, and trust me, I'm so grateful, but I have more integrity than to get all the way to Miami and realize that I'm being treated like a second-tier person or like I'm being ranked. It just feels like a sorority situation, and I'm not doing that shit. I don't care if this means that I no longer have a relationship with the Tarte team, but I don't agree with how they're doing this. So the actual race is on Sunday the 7th. I was invited to come out from the 4th to the 6th. But initially in the email, it said something about being front row May 7th at the race. So once I realized my flights didn't align with the actual race, I asked them about it, and they said, oh, don't worry, you'll still get to see like the practice races and stuff. But I have some friends that are going on the trip, and I asked them when they were leaving, and they all said they were leaving Monday, and I was the only one leaving Saturday. So I just feel a little stupid. And I understand that my numbers are not like some of these other creators, but I just wish that there was more transparency up front. And I also, I have a screenshot of what was said at the beginning of our email thread. So I guess I misunderstood. But either way, I know that Cynthia had a similar experience, and I just don't like that this is happening to people who want to be a part of these Tarte trips. And personally, I don't get why, if they're going to do these trips, they don't just treat everyone the same. I have worked too hard to get to where I am today, and I will be damned as a Black creator if I accept anything other than equal treatment on these trips. And yes, Tarte can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Yes, they can. But I don't have to accept or agree with it.
Coming from a South Asian community, a lot of the times we are just looked over. I am a plus size creator, and I also come from Newark. By just inviting me on this brand trip, so many people who look like me will feel like they can make it as well. I know this job, this trip, and the life I live is a privilege, but I've worked for it. And now to address the elephant in the room, was my room too small? Please just hear me out, because trust me, I literally hear how such a first world problem this sounds. This is the storyline. After I land, I go see my room. I'm super ecstatic. Everything is perfect. Like, I literally cannot believe I'm at Princess House. I can't believe the room I have. I can't believe all the free merch I've gotten. I'm over the moon and I'm super excited. However, the first night when I'm in bed editing, I come across the other girls' TikToks where they're showing their room tours. And this is when I feel some type of way. This may not make sense to a lot of you, but just please hear me out. I'm a brown minority creator in this influencer, content creator, TikTok era, and a lot of the times I get the short end of the stick. Whether it's getting paid less for the same advertisement or not getting paid at all. I 100% agree that that room is more than enough. I don't even have a bedroom myself that is the size of the room I got. However, I do believe I am worth what I am worth. I hope people will understand is it was never about the size of the room. It was just about getting treated equally to my counterparts / coworkers. And if you think there's something wrong with that, you have every right to call me out. I also want to explain how I did talk to the Tart team, and they did explain to me how certain rooms were chosen for certain people and the other rooms were random.
And so once again, we have a Black and brown creator sharing their experiences with Tart and saying that Tart is not inclusive and that Tart just invites Black creators to look inclusive, but they don't treat everyone equally. I mean, really, one look at their social media platform, one look at their products, and you already know what it is. In both cases, Tart's excuse was that things were chosen by random. So in Sin's case, she was chosen by random to have the smallest room out of all of the girls, and she was the only brown girl. In Bria's case, she was chosen by random to actually miss the event that they were flying her out for, and that certain people were chosen to stay for the full event. Make it make sense. It's always a reason as to why darker skinned people, and these women are not considered dark skinned. Like, we just gonna keep that a buck. But on the grand scheme of color, they are darker than white. This is the same Tart that sent makeup to Black influencers that they knew could not wear the makeup, only later to say that they will add shades later. Like, when are you gonna understand that you are a second thought to this company? And I honestly didn't know that the girlies were still fucking with Tart, to be honest with you. But after Tart got their lashings from the girlies on social media, Bria then came out to say this.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on really quick and say thank you for your messages. I wanted to update you that I've been in contact with Maureen and the Tart team, and we are very much so on the same page with everything. There was miscommunication on both ends, and I recognize my mistake in responding so quickly and publicly, but Tart has done a great job of working through the situation with me. So I know we're both glad to be moving forward in a positive way. For my mental health, I'll be taking a break from TikTok. That is why I deactivated my account, but I'm looking forward to, just getting in a better place and reconnecting with you guys soon.
So let me just say this. I believe Bria's first statement. I believe she felt how she felt. She experienced what she experienced. I don't understand how it was a miscommunication if she then emailed Tart and said, hey, what's going on with these dates? And they said, oh, don't worry, you'll still be able to see the practice. She reached out to some influencers who were also going on a trip, and they said, yeah, they were all leaving on Monday. So I'm not sure where the miscommunication came from. If she emailed them for clarity, and they were clear. They told her you weren't booked to stay for the full trip. Someone said they paid her off, didn't they? As someone who's studying PR, I'm telling y'all right now, this was definitely drafted by Tart's PR team. They definitely threatened a lawsuit if she didn't comply. She's not okay. That's crazy how they just punked her and made her make this video. You can tell this was for them. There are hundreds of more comments of people saying that this is some sort of PR stunt. Maybe Bria was threatened. Maybe her career was on the line. Child, if you know, you know. Now, to make matters worse, after Bria came out to say that this is what happened and this is why she didn't go on the trip, Tart then invited 3 Black dark-skinned women on the trip.
Hi from Tart. It's Rex and Blazers in.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Fanita.
Yes. Anel here.
I just want to say sorry that I'm living my best life.
So Nike, Anel, and Fanita were pretty much dragged for not standing in solidarity with other black and brown influencers, other dark-skinned influencers who have been done wrong by Tarte. And followers were really disappointed in Fanita as she recently had a scandal with a brand called Pyrex, where she went through the exact same thing of being lowballed and left out when it came to brands being equal to all influencers. Nike was also dragged for her really cringy and narcissistic response to being Tarte's second choice to go on this Miami trip. Y'all, check this out.
I knew the truth before I came on this trip. Bria misunderstood what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And so for y'all to like foam at the mouth to attack America's sweetheart, you should learn a lesson. Fanita always comes out on top. And y'all have, you know what I'm saying, kind of tainted my very first brand trip. So thanks for that, I guess. But I'm going to try to enjoy what little of it is left. So y'all can please leave me alone now. Thank you. Kindly.
Y'all was putting the dark-skinned girls through hell.
We fought so
Bro,
hard.
y'all put the dark-skinned girls through hell today. And only us.
There's 6 black girls on this trip and only us. We fought so hard. We sat here, we negotiated.
What's that about?
We argued.
Yeah. What was that about?
What was that about?
Y'all foamed at the mouth. Y'all was attacking us all day. We beat the allegation.
And I just happened to see one of the videos of one of the girls complaining about it and another girl stitching it and saying, you know what? I was put in a room smaller than a toilet, and I just took it for what it was, and I was happy with what they gave me, and I'm not going to complain. And I wrote under the comment, half glass full would get you very far in life. Back in the day, we were just happy to be invited anywhere. I mean, I've been doing this for 14 years, 10 years full time, and I used to sleep on trains to go to New York Fashion Week. Ask my assistant. I would sleep on floors. I would sleep on trains, like just get a quick nap on trains, change in the back alleys, just so I can sit front row. And I never complained. It is what it is. If we get invited, great. If not, great. So I just said that publicly, like back in the day, we were just happy. So then I thought, wait, I know all the girls who work for Tarte on a personal level. Like, it's stupid of me not to at least check up on them and see how they're doing, because I know they're not racist and I know they're so sweet to me and they've always treated me well. And so I said, hey, just checking in on you guys. I hope everything is okay. Like, you know, I know back in the day we were just happy to get invited to something. And she's like, can you call me? I said, yeah, sure. We got on the phone. I was just sitting in my car, like getting ready to take a meeting on the phone. And she goes, can you get on the plane right now and come to Miami? I said, huh? She's like, Nikki, Specs and Blazers, come on. Get on the plane right now and come to Miami. I called my assistant. I said, you're going to get on the plane right now and come to Miami? She's like, huh? I was like, yeah, we're going to Miami. Unfortunately, she can't make it. She already had another plans. But I was like, damn, that's it. I'm going to Miami. Why not? Listen, there is absolutely nothing wrong with calling brands out. I'm the queen of it. I built a whole brand around calling brands out. That is actually literally my brand. But what I do, calling brands out publicly and still getting campaigns out of brands every single time, it's an art. It's a talent to cause that much chaos and come out unscathed every single time. One thing about Specs and Blizzards, I would never be broke. I would never, like, I've been gone for 6 months and I've worked harder in the last 6 months. Brands are like, no, we can't have you retire. We need you. The industry needs you. Let me explain this to the younger generation of influencers. You can't, if your brand has never been calling out brands, and one day you put a camera in front of your face and started doing it, you just look crazy. Albeit, it's a very chill industry. We do whatever we want, and, you know, that's the whole point of being influencers. It's still an industry rooted in capitalism. So all the rules of capitalist culture still applies to influencer. You have to be calculating. You can take calculated risk, but you have to be calculating. There are just some bridges you do not burn. You don't touch that bridge. And if you've never cultivated strong relationships with all these PR girls, don't put a camera in front of your face and call a brand out. One of the girls who tried to call me out recently, the only brand she's getting money out of, the owner is my friend. And the owner saw the video, called me and said, say no more, that relationship ends right here. Don't burn certain bridges. don't do it. Let me tell you something. I was telling one of my students this. She's incredible, Courtney. And I said, I'm not saying Tart isn't racist. And I'm not saying they're racist. I'm just saying I know when to use racism to my advantage. When I negotiated my biggest contract ever, I went into the meeting. They had 12 of us there that are going to be on that contract. And I looked around and I was the only black girl in the room. And I pulled the PR girl to the side. She's one of my friends. And I said, do you see that I'm the only dark-skinned black girl in the room? She's like, oh, we didn't even notice. I said, of course you didn't. Here's something called diversity tax. And I'm going to charge you for that. And because I know that you need me more than I need you, I need to make you look good. Whatever you're paying your highest white influencer, double it. That's what Specs and Blazers is getting paid. And then I went to her bar mitzvah with her child right after. You know what I mean? Moral of the story is this. If you didn't start your brand calling out brands, don't start halfway through your career. It will ruin your career. I'll give you an analogy. If you are a neurotypical person and you always act right, you follow all the rules in society, and you act out once, society will never forgive you. They'll lock you up forever. It's human nature because we hold you to a higher standard. But if you see a crazy person walking down up and down and they act out once, we're like, oh, twice or 10 times. We're like, well, they're crazy. The same rule applies here to me, Kanye, people like that. No matter what I do to brands, like, it's just Specs and Blazers. That's what she does. She puts the camera in front of her face. She calls her out. We take her out to dinner. Everything is okay. That's what Specs and Blazers does. That's my brand. I came out in the industry, immediately calling out brands. With that said, this is my official, I'm back to work. Apparently, I gave you guys enough time to replace me, to find an SB Junior, to find my princess. And apparently no one can do what I do. I've been busier now than I was before I retired. Brands need me. So I'm back. I will come for every contract. If I want it, I'll get it. Every campaign, if it's in your hand and I want it, I'll get it. I'm back. I'm back to work. My IG is about to be lit. I'm back to taking pictures. When I land, Specs and Blazers is back, baby. I say all that to say, take risk. Just make sure they're calculated. People are like, I don't get it. Specs and Blazers call people out all the time and her career just gets bigger. I have a team of lawyers, 5 Jewish men right behind me. No matter what I get myself into, they will get me right out. No matter what you say about me, they will nail you. Consult with a person, a mentor, a lawyer, a parent before you put that camera in front of your face. Consult with someone. Don't let people make you do stupid decisions and egg you on and cheer you on. Because I read the contract Tart sent to me. And I pray those girls don't get sued. I read those contracts. Don't breach an NDA ever. Don't breach a contract unless you have don't sign contracts unless you have a really strong lawyer. And more importantly, know your strength. You're not Specs and Blazers. You can't do what I do.
Y'all, I don't know who this woman is. I've quite frankly never heard of her ever, but I do have one question. Is this how y'all doing y'all makeup nowadays? Because I've really been off of TikTok. Like, is that how the beauty influencers are beautying these days? Oh. Now, that video was really cringy to watch, and it really makes this situation even worse. It's giving Tart with a Nollywood spin. This is a pure example of why you cannot fight capitalism with black capitalism. You cannot fight elitism with black elitism, because black folk are gonna do the same exact thing that the white folks do when it comes to having too much power and too much wealth. But that aside, I really hate this coon take. It was very coony for me. I really hate this take. I hate the fact that she claims to have built her brand on calling out racist brands, but literally kissing their asses at the same time. Like, make it make sense. Like, y'all were literally given scraps. And for someone who claims to know the whole Tart team, why didn't they give you a villa? Why didn't they invite you first? Why did you have to reach out to them in order for them to say, hey, we have some motels that we could squeeze some people in, wanna go? She literally said that she has a diversity tax. She adds a diversity tax. Like, what? This woman literally took tokenism to a whole nother level. Her and these other black women decided, like, listen, we're gonna be the token girls. When they claim to fight against tokenism, why does she think that she's the only one who can call out brands when they're wrong? Why did she say, if it's in your hand and I want it, I will get it? Did she just low-key admit to stealing that girl's brand deal? I don't trust this lady. Y'all let me know your thoughts. But y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, child. I know this video was a little long, but I had to give y'all all the meat and the potatoes. And let me just say, as a Nigerian American, we do not claim the actions, behaviors, and speech of Nike, aka Specs and Blazers, okay? Don't group us all together and say, oh yeah, because Nigerians, that's what they think. No, that's what she think. Okay. Y'all let me know your thoughts on Bria and her experience and then her coming out to say that it was a miscommunication. Let me know your thoughts on the other 3 black influencers that went on and said, yeah, it was a miscommunication and y'all are dragging us for no reason. It's quite interesting. I think Tarte is really calculated in who they choose and who they don't choose. Doing all of this for a 200 square foot double courtyard Marriott room in Miami while all the other girls have villas and private villas and suites. Like, and after all of these years, Tarte is still the same brand. They got the girls scrambling for scraps, child. Be sure to like, comment, and make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you at the next one.
Honestly, this is basically trash.